And we're back on the show court for the 2018 Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. It's a 17 and under division. New South Wales up against Victoria. These two teams have met once this week. Day 2, Victoria clear victors 78-24. These two teams did make the finals, the grand final last year, with Victoria losing that game, but New South Wales have lost plenty of their experience. In fact, they sit bottom of the ladder and won't make the finals this year. Joining me in commentary is Victorian Open Men's assistant coach Daniel Cook.
Good to be here. Looks like it'll be a really exciting game today. I think whilst New South Wales have lost a few players from last year's team, they've really shown like some flash from last year, and we can see like a turnover straight away off the bat. So, look, I think do not underestimate New South Wales coming into this game, and we've seen a lot of things happen in a national championship on the final day of competition.
So it could still affect where Victoria and Queensland finish, or whether Victoria actually finish on the top of the ladder. But they've been pretty impressive so far, bar a loss to Queensland on day 1 by a goal after they led by about 14 at half time. But New South Wales first to score through Minotillo.
And a good touch there by Quinn there. Quinn Spencer, nice strong onto the ball drive. And again, forcing the turnover there, Spencer. Offside call.
So Capron just dribbles the ball in, and Victoria get on the board. Got plenty of action coming up this afternoon, including some prelim finals in the 23 and under division. That's up next. Mixed Open at 5:30 between Queensland and South Australia, and Open Men's at 7 o'clock between New South Wales and Queensland. Streaming live thanks to Game Clothing. More matches on Court 1 can be viewed at amnet.com.au and netballscoop.com. And a shout out to the Aussie Diamonds, who are on the Gold Coast today, about to face Northern Ireland at 8:30 tonight in their first game of the 2018 Commonwealth Games. So, a bit of a slow start from both sides. A couple of turnovers that neither side will be really happy with. Nice press from New South Wales that Victoria have just broken. Sweet shot from Uarata.
New South Wales with the ball on the transverse line. Victoria playing a little bit of a press here. And New South Wales unable to deliver the ball into the goal attack. Bit of a fumble there from Ronan Finnegan. Ball onto Hockey, back through the middle of the court to Spencer. Into Urata in the circle. And Urata with the shot. Lovely goal there.
So Victoria with the first break. Capron. Urata was early with that front cut and made good of it. New South Wales through Creighton. Clifton stuck, Goes high. Obstruction call on outside the circle on Hocking. Miss from Maori, and a contact call from New South Wales. Victoria heading now into attack. Spencer Hocking. Lily has to go back to Spencer. Finnegan, Hocking. Couple now looking into the circle. That was a nice cut from Lily. Can't finish. Got a couple of guests coming up at the start of the second quarter. Victorian Open men's coach Christina Piopolo, who is also the Australian Sonics coach. The Trans-Tasman Cup will be held in Adelaide from October 23 to 27 this year at Priceline Stadium. 4 teams, under 20 division, under 23s, open men's and open mixed will take part over 5 nights of competition. And those teams will be selected from this tournament, and they'll be announced at the AMNA Awards on Saturday night. Good rebound from Lily. Can't finish it though. Turner. Look, someone had their foot out of court. The ump just running back to, he said the right thing. Urata clever off the post. 5-2 now to Victoria. And Lisa Harm will be joining us also, 2017 AMNA umpire of the tournament. And an offensive contact now.
Victoria looking smooth through the court today. I think nice edge of the circle drive there from Capron into Urata underneath the post.
That was great timing.
And after a little bit of a shaky start from Victoria, they've been able to score, I think, the last 6 goals in a row.
Hocking now. Lily looked into the circle first. Good choice. He's finding the net pretty easily. Ureta. Now a breaking call on Mairi. It's all a little too easy for Victoria at the moment. Capron looks long, opts to go short. Hocking finds space and drives. Capron just uncontested outside the circle. And Lily makes good. A lot of talk in this young under-17 sides.
Very much. They're very loud bench, very loud from the sideline. I think they're out here to win today and get a good margin. Percentage comes down to it for the spot against the top spot versus Queensland. So might be out to win, I think, by a decent margin. Lovely attack of the ball from Mairi.
So 8 minutes gone in the first quarter. Victoria 9-2, 9-3. Victoria just with more refined skills out there, and they're certainly showing them off. Good timing on the rebound. They had a good team chat, from what I understand, after their fadeaway in the second half against Queensland on day one, and have really worked on playing consistent netball across the game, despite the changes that they make.
Really smooth in transition there to the circle. New South Wales lacking a little bit of defensive pressure. Great shot there by Connor Lilly. Long range. Victoria lead 11 goals to 4.
George, Credian. Obstruction from Finnegan. Minatillo, sweet shot, that's his first. So after a scrappy opening start, there's far more flow, and New South Wales are probably, apart from that pass, commentators' curse, probably going to be happy with their last couple of minutes of play. Lily, strong shooting from Victoria, haven't missed. Clifton now. They're holding from behind New South Wales. Contact then on Myrie.
There's a really good switch there from the two Queensland defenders. Mason Saunders just moving off the shooter, back onto Myrie and coming up with the turnover.
Lily trying to encourage Capron to run over ahead. That was Spencer, Hocking. George again with the contact, probably giving away a few too many soft penalties in the circle. And uncontested on the rebound is Lily. Just great timing on that ball bouncing off the rim. Lily, that was a quick ball, brilliant pass. Shame it couldn't be finished, but Vix will take the throw in. (14-5) now. Just a short run from Victoria as we edge closer to the end of the first quarter. George goes long, and good contest from Mason Saunders. Minatillo. Mason Saunders takes the throw in. I think the players were waiting for a call. Victoria mop up. Finnegan, Capron, Lily, all down the same side. They swing it to Spencer. Capron receives it. When it flows, it looks pretty for the Vics. Margin now out to 10.
A little bit costly, the goal defence today, I think. You know, if you can tidy that up, he's done a little bit of a decent job of trying to stop Connor Lilly getting into the circle, but you know, tidying up on the outside, not letting him have the shot on the like towards the outside of the circle, it might just help New South Wales get the turnover.
He just needs to stay in the contest a little longer.
Yeah.
And particularly penalties that are that far out. Spencer in front, got the tip. Victoria opting for a switch in the circle, so Mason Saunders is going to Myrie, and Lily just had his big toe over the line.
Yeah.
Minatillo just stuck for a second. Shot from Minatillo with New South Wales centre pass to follow, but a break on Donnelly. That hurts.
Yeah, it's not helpful. Giving away the simple break off a centre pass, especially when it's your own centre.
And now the Vic's chance to score another with less than 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Been pretty impressive from the Vic so far. So it's a caution on Hocking for persistent obstruction at the centre pass from umpire Danny Dalton. Danny Dalton and Beck Council officiating this one. New South Wales just run out of time to score another. So Victoria with a handy 17-6 lead at quarter time. Six lead at quarter time in the under-17s division. Plenty of action coming your way the rest of today at 4 o'clock, the 23s prelim on the show court. Mixed open at 5:30 between Queensland and South Australia, and open men's at 7 p.m. New South Wales v Queensland. I have a special guest joining us for this quarter. Victorian Open men's coach Christina Puopolo, who is also the Australian Sonics coach. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
So tell us a bit about the Sonics environment. There's a Trans-Tasman Cup coming in October.
Yes, well, I think it's very exciting for Australia. We've got so much young talent coming through. We've got, you know, a lot of under-23s that are vying for positions, which makes it really exciting, which gives me the opportunity to be able to work with them and build and develop.
And you've also got, at the minute, 4 former under-17 Victorians in the Open men's team. So can you speak a little bit about the pathway that men's netball does have for players who want to play at the elite level?
So in Victoria? Yeah. Okay, so I've got a very, very young team at the moment, and they're doing really well. And I think Dan Cook has got something to do with the development. He's initiated a high performance group which have been working with us, and I've been overseeing. So there's a really good pathway, and not only the high performance, but I think the coaching in general has improved in all over Australia, but in particular in Victoria, and we're seeing a lot of growth. And even if you have a look at the game right now, there's the boys are playing netball, and they're developing a great game, which is a brand that belongs to the men. So it's very exciting for netball in general.
So within the Sonics environment, obviously you are given a term to work with the group.
Yep.
In the lead up to the Trans-Tasman Cup. So what does your calendar look like in terms of training camps,
Yep.
and the culture that you try and create at the Australian level?
Well, I'm with them for the Trans-Tasman, but I had the opportunity to start a program during the last Trans-Tasman, and I initiated a few things. We had our very first camp at the AIS, where once again I sort of worked on developing a brand and a name for Sonics, and we ran basically we started doing testing, which I think is really important, is to see the progress and also to see what the players need as far as training and the areas that they need to work in, their strengths, etc. And I was lucky enough to have some really good people do that for me. And then we did we did workshops on branding, and the boys came up, which I hope it's something that'll stay there for a long time, came up with the Legion of Sonics. So it's something like a brotherhood, and it was really good the way they came up with all that, and I think it's great for the future. And so we did all that networking, and then we also did a whole lot of work, started working on the court, followed by another camp in Melbourne, which it was more a bonding type camp, and we challenged the boys quite a bit at that camp, and it was quite rewarding in the end, because we went over to Tasmania and we were a really tight unit and dominated over there. So we were able to bring all the states together and all the players and their talents together, and I'm just hoping that that it's something that we can continue on developing.
So when you talk about the playing at the Australian level and the players being able to come from this sort of environment, what's the tour like? So when you get to Adelaide in October, what's that week going to look like for you?
Well, it is a busy week, and obviously we're there for a reason. They're playing for Australia, and I believe in being really professional, so it's all set up in a professional manner, and we basically run the week with meetings. So we've done a heap of preparation, so it's just basically working with the leadership group, working with the players. Pre-match, we have a meeting. What I do mainly is I do a booklet for them, and with all our game plan and what we've worked on leading up to Nationals. And then I give them a task, and they've got to give me some feedback on what their role is on court, so that we're developing that mindset as well, because I believe that they have to give me information as well for their development. And so we do that pre-match, and then after the match, they also give me what I call a stop-start keep that has happened, and then I'm able then to give them feedback. So it's basically meeting before the match, getting ready for the match, getting out there on court, playing, and then getting back to. It's like a day at the office.
So, just the start of this second quarter, Victoria have scored the first 3-all actually now for the quarter break, but Victoria still have a very handy lead. Hocking wide to Capron, squares it up through the hand of Ureta. So New South Wales just looking to create a little something, a little bit of momentum.
I think the goalers are working really well for Victoria. They just seem to have really good connections.
And they're always the first up for the rebound.
Yeah. And I think the beauty of this group here is that they're working and controlling the top of the circle, which is something that I always want my boys to do. And it's just so pleasing to see this age group do it. So.
The great carnival atmosphere. We've got lots of teams who aren't playing this time slot here to cheer on the 17s. They are quite literally the future of men's and mixed netball in this country. Great jump from Mason Saunders. Spencer gave him a little lift in the air too. Great drive from Capron, just quick on to the circle edge. Berta takes his time. So Vix will be looking for a break. Clifton now, Credian, they go wide but ignore him. Murray, another lift from Spencer. Doesn't put him off though. Murray scored 9 straight, so a clear target for New South Wales. Nice shot from Lily,
Yeah,
nothing but net. Might have a few of these boys in the Opens team not too long.
I agree. I was watching them during the first quarter, and I thought they were doing a grand job out there. But so is New South Wales.
So on selections, you've got 2 roles this week. One is the VIC Open men's coach, but you've also got to select the Australian Sonics team.
Yeah.
How much time does that, I guess, take out of your week? And I guess what do you look for in players for the Aussie team?
Yeah, I think it's a tough week for selectors, basically because we're here to coach, and and obviously the priority should be your team and the boys. So what I've done, well, obviously we play each other, so that's a great opportunity to see the players. And I have one of the parents who's recording games for me, so I'm able to actually sit down and watch them recorded, because I really do feel that that's also a benefit for me. But we're probably looking at, I'm looking at 12 players, and I'm looking for versatility. And I'll have a few players that can play both ends.
Okay.
And also I really want a young mix in there too, because I think, again, we're sort of seeing a lot of young, fresh players coming through. So I'd like to think that we can have mixed in with the experience some young players that we can start developing.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of younger players in the Open men's division for the first time in quite a number of years. So there's a real changing of the guard, not even at international level looking from that perspective, but also state by state. Has that added another layer of interest for you as the VIC coach, given that there's a lot of players who you may not have seen before?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much talent out there. It's going to make it tough. And like even through the Victorian team, my goalkeeper Al, he's 20, and so he's there's this. They're just
great potential.
Great potential. They because of the coaching and the development that's occurred over the last 12, 24 months, they understand the game, and there's massive potential there.
So a very exciting year coming up for men's and mixed netball. We're hoping to live stream the Trans-Tasman Cup from Adelaide. We'll keep you posted with that. Tickets will be on sale soon. And as we said, the teams to be announced on Saturday night at the AMNA Awards. Yes,
well, I've been meeting with the other selectors, so hopefully by the end of today we'll have a fair idea of on the 12. So I had a choice between 10 and 12, and I'll be going for 12 because I think that'll give me a bit of balance and also give opportunity to some of the young players. And we'll also be taking at least 3 training partners to camp. So that's another part of the development. I did this last time, and I know that the boys that were involved loved it and learnt a lot and got a lot out of the program.
Given that so many players or the team will be represented by so many states, how do you determine where you host training camps and that sort of thing between now and October?
Well, the AIS is perfect for that because it's quite central, so we'll definitely, I've already been told that that we will be having that camp, which is great. And I'm hoping, last time we had a camp in Melbourne, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do the same. Yeah, we had it on the coast, so the boys were running quite a few dunes.
Yeah, I'm happy to watch that, not partake.
Oh no, it was very, very good. So we develop them, we try and develop them both on and off the court. So it's not only the on-court work, but it's also the physical part and the off-court. So teaching them to be athletes and to be elite athletes, and again, being professional with what we do. And I think that's something that's been a little lacking, in men's netball, which is on the improve.
And who doesn't like beating the Kiwis?
I know. Hey.
That's the icing on the cake.
Hey. Mind you, I've got a little bit of a, I don't know, conflict of interest because my goal shooter is going to be playing for them. So he lives in Victoria but trialled for the New Zealand, for the Kiwis, and was selected. So that'll be an interesting. But I'll know what he's about. So.
little card up the sleeve there for the Aussies.
Absolutely.
So Victoria now under 4 minutes to play in the second term. The scoring rate has slowed down just a fraction. 12-8 the quarter break. Ureta, though, 2 misses, gets both rebounds. Those were actually his first 2 misses of the game. And the Vics hit 30. Clifton now, Creddy in. Not looking straight in the circle just yet, New South. Off target was Minutillo, but Mari mops up. Mari's doing a heck of a lot of work outside the circle and then finishing off pretty nicely. He's got the yips at the minute as Ureta Lily just going it alone. That's confident play from Victoria. And you have another game tonight, Christina.
No, we've actually got we've got a bye, which is handy. So the boys are back at the accommodation. I think they're going to play games, board games.
Maybe some ice baths as well.
And ice baths, recovery, and obviously getting ready for tomorrow because it is going to be. We'll end up third, so we'll probably face WA, and they've been really strong in the competition, which is fantastic because they've come close to beating most of the top teams. So
and I
bringing competition closer.
I asked this question of Julie Fitzgerald. So the players have ice baths post-game. What does their coach do? As a bit of recovery.
Well, I would like to think I could have a glass of wine, but I can't. So I would probably have a bit of a coaches meeting and prepare for a meeting after the boys finish their ice baths.
Sounds
so
boring. Maybe yeah. The ice baths sounding appealing.
I know. Not that they like it though. Some of them hate it. But again, the recovery is just such a big part of the game
definitely.
now. Yeah.
So New South looking to score again. We're down to the last minute of the second quarter. And a lot of pressure. They're forcing New South to go wide and long, and the Vics come up with it. Finnegan, Capron. Hocking too much on it for him to pull in. Through the hands of Clifton that time. Oh, step from Capron, either that or perhaps a replay. Vic's putting up, New South putting up a better fight in this second term. And there's a call down the other end of the court. Mason Saunders put out a play, missed that one. As we wind down to the last moment of this quarter. Christina, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
As Victoria lead 32-15 at halftime in the 17 and under division. We'll be back soon.
Thank you.
passion, dedication, fun, and fitness. What do all these things have in common? These are all the qualities of Game Clothing and our brand ambassadors, professional athletes Laura Langman and Stephanie Wood. Stay up to date with all the latest ambassador and product news at gameclothing.com.au.
So it's half-time in the 17 and under division at the 2018 Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. Live stream brought to you by Game Clothing. VIC's with a very comfortable 32-15 lead over New South Wales. I have another special guest that just keep popping up today out of nowhere, Lisa Harm, who is an umpire here at the Championships, who won the AMNA Umpire of the Tournament last year. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
But apparently that phrase still seems a little foreign to you. It hasn't quite sunk in yet.
It does seem very, very foreign. When we were at the presentation dinner last year, we were sort of waiting for all of those announcements, and they said my name, and I just sat there. And it wasn't until a friend beside me went, "Are you going to get up?" And I'm like, "Oh, was that me?" And so it still doesn't quite roll off the tongue. I still struggle to believe it, but definitely feel very proud. And I've in reflection, had a very, very good tournament last year.
So you umpired the Open Men's Grand Final?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Was that your first Open Men's Grand Final?
Yes, definitely my first Open Men's Grand Final. I've been participating as an umpire within the tournament for 10 years. Started back in 2009, I think it was.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thanks. Do I get a ring? It'd be lovely. So I started back in 2009 and had some grand finals for the first few years, and performance-wise I started to drop off in the last few years, and so I hadn't been getting finals at all leading up to last year. So sort of came into last year's tournament with a completely different mindset. Instead of sort of focusing too much on what was and what wasn't and whatever else, just decided I was going to enjoy absolutely everything that came my way, and I think that approach just helped me to be much more relaxed, and just in that being relaxed, I think things just seemed to happen for me. So so I've tried to carry that mentality into this tournament as well.
So in terms of improving across your career as an umpire,
yes,
there is coaching that happens. There are 3 coaching directors here at the 2018 Championships. So what benefit of they are to you, and how do you think you improved in order to be able to get the men's grand final last year?
Last year we had Leanne Quilter and Pam, and I'm sorry I've forgotten Pam's last name, from New Zealand, and the coaching that we received from them, they're honest, and so you've got to take all of that sort of stuff on board, and honest but very positive. Definitely very, very positive in how they say things and how they approach things with you. With this year, I think we've got 53 umpires within our pool. So we've got Maureen Stevenson within that panel as well. So they've got to try and get around to all 53 umpires and give them, the same love and that same sort of attention, and hope that what they can give us will help us improve in some way. Everyone has their own goals that they're trying to work towards, so they help us try and find ways to improve the things that we're looking to work on.
And I was just speaking to Christina about the Trans-Tasman Cup that's happening at the end of the year. You have nominated to be selected as an Australian umpire.
I have.
Can you tell us a bit about that process and what will happen between now and the Trans-Tasman Cup if you are selected?
If I am selected, I go back home and keep training. Opportunities in terms of umpiring for me at club level and state level, it's more so for me club and regional. I live about an hour west of Brisbane, work full time and have 3 kids, so doing it all, trying to do it all. So getting into Brisbane for me to umpire state league is not always an easy option, so I just try very hard to focus on what I'm doing regionally as an umpire, and obviously within my club as well. And a lot of that is coaching umpires as well. So just keeping keeping looking at what they're doing and giving them tips, and then hoping that I'm taking that on board myself and making sure that I'm applying the things that I'm giving them to work on as well.
So not only is there a pathway for players at the Australian Championships, umpires, they get a good deal too.
We do. As I said, I have nominated. Look, fingers crossed it happens, but it's all performance based, and all we've got to do is get out there and try and do our job to the best of our ability. Hopefully that then helps us, get selected. If not, it's all good. It's an opportunity that may be there and it may not be, and if it does, we'll take with it and run with it and do the best we can.
Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your award last year. I hope it sinks in soon. I mean, we're in, April of 2018. It's happened almost a year ago now.
Yeah, we get there. Someone asked me where the trophy was, and I said I think it's in a cupboard somewhere, because I don't do well with all of that stuff sitting out there. So yeah, hopefully one day it will sit well with me.
Well, congratulations. I think you had a brilliant tournament. The umpiring in the grand final was nothing short of spectacular. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time.
No worries. So Victoria with a decent start to this third quarter. 35-17 now over New South. And Spencer down again, doesn't look happy, and a held ball on New South Wales. I think they were maybe expecting time to be called. Spencer just wants to play on. Finnegan, Hocking. Lilly, nice shot. Daniel Cook's back from a break. Stretch of the legs. You can tuck him back under the table now.
Yeah. It's good to be back. I didn't really go too far. I just had a bit of a chat with Lisa while she was waiting to join us in the commentary box. And then Christina and I had a little bit of a talk about the game prior. So, yeah, just a
bit of a business talk.
Bit of a business chat. Just a quick reiteration of what it is that we're planning to do for the rest of the evening, and how the team will shape up, and what the plans are to get them recovered for now hopefully 2 really important games tomorrow.
Big rest is needed.
Turnover from Victoria there. New South Wales really not too bad off the line today, trying to delay New South Wales. And David Capron trying to steal the possession back there for Victoria. Danny Dalton just letting him know that the penalty wasn't set. And a nice flow there from New South Wales to score a goal.
Hocking just playing around with Grady in there, sort of waiting for him to take the ball from his hands.
Probably needs to be a little bit careful. He did get a caution for persistent obstruction earlier in the first quarter. You don't want to play around with those things. It can be really distracting to then get a warning and then 2 minutes on the sideline. So
Lilly with the throw-in for Victoria. And the goal. And the margin is now 38-18. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Victoria look like they will take this one out pretty comfortably, but I'm sure they won't be happy if they just take the foot off the pedal from now on. The 23s prelim coming up after this game at 4 o'clock. New South Wales up against Queensland. It's been a tight tussle between those two teams all week. Margins of 4-6 and 4. So expect another close one. Tried to be clever on the throw-in, did Lilly. Almost came off. Contact from Turner on
needed to probably use the outside arm, I think, on that one. Just get away from the body, not take out the shooter. on the way through.
Tries to be clever, but contact. But New South Wales just turning it over a little too easily. Oh, Myrie keeps it in.
No.
Well, maybe he didn't. The umpire was a lot closer than I was.
The crowd behind us not happy with the decision, I think.
Expecting a big crowd tonight at 7 o'clock for the Open Men's match between the home state and Queensland. Queensland looking the goods so far. Spencer in the air. That's the third time he's wiped the floor. Camelo. So Minatulo's moved to wing attack. Clifton has come off, and Camelo on at goal shooter. But Myrie is still doing the bulk of the shooting. He scored all but 2 of New South Wales goals. Spencer now looking for someone. Finnegan answers the call. Hocking, Capron. Quick ball into Lilly. George, I think, might have been called for distance or intimidation on that. A bit of a head wobble. And the Vics hit 40. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So it looks like a Queensland-Victoria final potentially. Both sitting clear on the top of the ladder. Through the hands of Minatillo on that occasion. Capron looks long. Lilly just watched it as it bounced.
Victoria mopping up the pieces there. Lovely shot from Connor Lilly. Been pretty impressive today, I think. Just doing a lot of work. Him and David Capron really sharing the load over in the front third.
We will be awarding a Medals to Go Player of the Match post-game. Dan Cook, that's your responsibility.
Yeah, how much fun is that? Lucky I've been around to watch the game.
Taking notes, the notepad is full.
Yep.
Oh, Myrie.
Good positioning there by Mason Saunders. Unfortunately, just dropping the ball. He really read that ball was coming back down his end and got in front of the shooter.
Myrie from range. Maybe that'll spark something in New South Wales. He's out for the centre pass too. He's had a massive workload today. Donnelly now. Minatillo. Back to Donnelly. They've reset. And then he just goes long. Myrie, touch on the rebound. And again. I think he's got plenty of potential. So 10 for the quarter break, 4 minutes to go in the third.
Again, though, Victoria, not a lot of pressure getting the ball through the court from New South Wales into the circle pretty easy, and we've just seen Connor Lilly with another goal.
But I think New South Wales will probably be happier with their output in terms of goals. Only scored 24 goals in the game on day 2. But the 20 goals already, still with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Camelo, was his foot out of the circle? Not too sure on that, missed anyway. Finnegan, Mason Saunders, Spencer, Lilly, Capron, just always looking into the circle.
Bit of a rush ball there, I think. Slow that ball into the circle down.
Wasn't the perfect pass. A throw into New South Wales. Vic's not happy, but they've got to pick themselves up and finish off this quarter. 2.5 minutes to go. Donnelly back to Turner. Ready in now. Willie thought he had it for half a second. George. He's quietened down a little bit after a heavily penalised opening quarter. Just goes long. Myrie, great land, turns and shoots.
Really great leap there in the air. It's been quite aerial today, I think.
It's going to be a headache for the future. There's plenty of tall guys. Well, I guess the higher the division, the taller they are, it seems, in some cases.
Made it hard for me when I was playing still.
So you've officially retired?
I do believe that I've now officially retired. 2 knee surgeries within a year space is not fun. And I think the retired word definitely came out and is something that is certainly done and dusted. I don't really see myself returning. Whilst Nationals is a 8-game minimum competition, unfortunately, some people's bodies as you get older are just not made to cope with the workload. And open men's matches are highly taxing, mentally and physically.
So 8 games minimum in 7 days, plus finals if you get there.
6 really. Sunday to Saturday, you're going to play.
6 days, that's right.
You know,
a lot of days where you play back to back, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
And in former years, you have a little bit of a rest game possibly, and now Western Australia and South Australia are both really catching up. Becoming more physical, getting themselves into the game, and you can't really afford to rest, or you need people that are there and ready to go and waiting and what's the best for the team. So my body's no longer made to cope with that. 4 months into a knee reconstruction, again, I'm not in any rush to rejoin the netball playing world, but it's nice to be a coach in the men's world. I've been a coach in the women's world for a while, so it's nice to return and look at the development of Victoria for myself at the moment, and possibly Australia as well.
So Victoria, handy lead at 3/4 time, 23 goals the margin. It was 17 at the main break, 45-22 they lead over New South Wales. So some changes in the last quarter. Vic's swapping their circle goalers. So Lily moves back to goal shooter. Riley Owen comes on to goal defence. And Quinn Spencer, who wiped the floor about half a dozen times in the first 3 quarters, takes a well-earned rest.
He didn't look happy when he was on the floor either. He was
no.
A few faces, a few comments as well. So
And the boys just mucking around. It's probably going to be helpful if Maury has the goal shooter bib on the right way when he comes back onto court. He's moving to goal shooter. It seems to be a bit more of a target for the 17 New South Wales team.
New South Wales should be pretty happy with their performance today, I think. They scored 24 goals in the first game against Victoria and 22 already. It's three-quarter time. They've kept Victoria to 45 as well. I think it'd be very hard for Victoria to match their score load from the first game. So New South Wales really looking like they've done a better job today.
Yeah, they'd have to have a 34-goal final term to eclipse the 78 they registered on day 2. That was a great take from Lily. Makes it look easy.
No penalty on the outside of the circle there. David Capron just getting into the front space. Looking to move the ball into the circle and Lily along the baseline. And lovely shot from Lily.
So New South have moved Murray back to goal shooter and Camelo out to goal attack. That was a great hold from Lily. He's showing all that he can do in that circle. And a lovely shot to finish. So 3 straight for the Vics to start the last quarter in a minute. Capron.
Capron just in the front space and then Urata along the base. Ooh, and a bit of a missed shot there, but Lily with the rebound and slots the goal. Liam Hocking there just with a step off the centre pass. Long ball in from New South Wales. Oh, just a missed shot off the layup. David Capron again controlling the top of the circle for Victoria. Lots of ball on the edge of the circle from him. But an offside call there for just going over to get the ball. And Finnegan out of play.
Oh, and now Owen out of play. He's come on to replace Quinn Spencer. Murray still with his bib upside down. I wonder if they're going to play the whole quarter like that. That's New South Wales' first goal of the last quarter. Murray 21 from 24 for the game. Lily 26 from 30. Urata 22 from 26. So Vics have really shared the workload. Whereas Murray's done his fair share for New South Wales, all bar 2. So New South Wales with a run of 3 themselves after the Vics scored the first 4 of the final term. And make sure you join us tomorrow. Plenty of finals. A little bit of a shimmy for Maury there after that shot, but plenty of finals action coming your way tomorrow, including 2 grand finals from this division, the under-17s and the under-23s. Lily was just out of court. And then on Saturday, there are 5 grand finals to view. Kept in from Urata. Finishes a pretty good passage of play from the VICs. George. Minatillo just goes long to Mari. Keeps it in. Carmelo, left-handed shot. Owen with the contact. Carmelo's first goal for the game comes 5 minutes into the last quarter.
Victoria just rushing the ball through the court there, I think. Really need to kind of just settle down. They've messed up a few times coming down the court, and I think Jeff Taylor will be a little bit disappointed with their output this quarter.
Capron. Lily with great timing.
It's not very tall, but very smart with his body positioning there.
Ooh, step from Credian, just missed by the umpire. Minatillo. Obstruction on Finnegan, straight up to Myrie. That's a very direct path to goal. I thought Lily was going to take the shot then. Just glides around the back of the screen. Very accurate shooting from the VICs today. Credian trying to call time. Umpires aren't. Now gets the timeout. So a couple of changes being made by New South Wales in the last 8 minutes of the game. So George moving to goal attack, Carmelo to wing attack. Minatillo to centre, and Clifton back on at goal defence. Bit of a mismatch in height there, but we'll see how it pans out.
Still able to find Mari though. Changes don't seem to have affected New South Wales straight away, so that's some good work there from the New South Wales team. Again, just missing the connection, Victoria, in the front line. Whilst they've been able to find Lily, I think the connection between Capron and Urata is probably not as strong.
May also be a means to rest Lily's legs. Let's see what George can do at goal attack. Just flung in the air from Minatillo to Myrie. 25 from 28 from Myrie. Owen, Finnegan, Capron. Loves to take it on the fly. Lily just a pop pass, disguised as a shot. So 54 to 30. New South Wales should be pretty happy that they've improved on their performance from day 2. They've reduced the margin significantly. It was 54 goals, and now it's just 24.
And sometimes that's what you're just looking over the course of the week, is to actually progress and shorten the margin and teach the boys something new for their improvement and the willingness to return next year bigger and stronger.
Owen to Capron, Finnegan. Vics just know where to stand at the right time. They look pretty fluent in attack. And they are still talking to each other. Still want to finish this game strong. Capron tried the bounce past Lily though. Gets the obstruction call out of Turner. Lily's been impressive today.
He really has.
Myra really shoot from there. No, it looks George tries to fling it back to him. Finnegan gathers on the circle. Oh, beautiful quick hands from Capron.
Very smart hold there from Lily under the post. Set that one up nicely, Victoria.
So Vic's one shy of 60. New South Wales centre pass to follow. 3.5 remaining in the match. Clifton, Camelo, straight into Myrie. Oh, Mason Saunders. Looking to pass off to George, I think, for him to put up a shot. Owen, Capron.
Victoria still really keen to look at pushing this margin. You can hear the roar from the bench then after the last turnover.
And they're just steady once they get the ball to the circle. It brings up 60 for the Vics. 33 from 37 for Lily. Those impressive stats. You take them any day of the week.
That's right. Look, and you take the first 3 quarters playing at goal attack as well. If you're going to get 33 goals out of your goal attack, you know, you scored 5 or 6 this quarter, but you know, a 27-goal 3-quarter game from a goal attack is mightily impressive.
It's like a mini Sherelle McMahon.
It is.
I wonder if he knows who Sherelle is. I might have to tell him all about her.
We'll have a bit of a chat.
Finnegan, Owen, Hocking. Finnegan again, still calling for it. These Vics, they're an example for the rest of the competition in terms of culture and encouragement.
New South Wales just throwing out a few chairlifts now to try and do something different to stop the goals going through the hole.
It's under 2 minutes to go. There's a medals to go player of the match to come post-match. Plenty of Vics with their hands up, including Uerata. Hocking and Capron didn't want to auction it off between them.
And yeah, the front 3 have been really impressive today. I think Mason Saunders not pretty good at the back as well. Quinn Spencer did a lot of work getting the ball through the court. So there's a lot to choose from Victoria. I'd probably say we can't discount Myrie as well.
28 goals of the 31 for New South Wales. Played 3 quarters at goal attack and has sat back in this last quarter and scored 8 goals. in what has been New South Wales' best quarter of the game with 9. The Vics have put on 19. So they're going for number 20, less than a minute to go. And Lily happily obliges. Oh, Owen wants to get in on the action now. Lily likes to hold to that side. It looks to favour that side. 90% shooting from the Vics today. Can't be unhappy with that. Maybe time for another for Victoria. Will he shoot it? Yeah, he will. So, a warning on George. He did receive a caution early in the match, so maybe that's a follow-up because it was a warning, so it must have been for the same incident. That shot doesn't count anyway. So Victoria, too good for New South Wales here on day 5 in the under-17s division. 67-31 victors over New South Wales.
And joining me today is the player of the match from the game between Victoria and New South Wales, and that was Connor Lilly. Connor, how did you see your performance today?
Oh, you know, I keep trying and trying again, so to get a good game is pretty good.
And today you had some really, really good shooting stats. Tell us what's been good for you this whole tournament.
Oh, well, really just taking my time with my shooting and, you know, keeping with the boys and them helping me with my shooting, so it's really been good for a confidence booster.
And your connection with David Capron, really good today. Did you find you controlled the circle edge?
Yeah, well, he's great he does really good drives and he's always finding the ball. So credit to David, he's just amazing. So I'm really proud of him.
Well done today.
Thank you.
So Connor Lilly, player of the match there from Victoria, 37 from 42. Those are some pretty impressive stats in the under-17s division. Stay with us though after this short break. It's the men's 23 and under preliminary final between Queensland and New South Wales. Back soon.